So whenever I meet somebody new, the question inevitably pops up, Antonio, what do you do for a living? And I tell people I'm a YouTuber. And it's usually a question like, you can do that, or how does that work? But the real question is, how are you making a living? How are you making money on YouTube? In today's video, gents, I'm gonna talk about how I made my first $100,000 on YouTube. So three things I want to lay out before I get into the numbers. The first one is that this is how I made my first $100,000 on YouTube, not my latest $100,000. My business model and many of the things I do have shifted and have changed, and that is normal. Understand that when you first start a business, you're going to try different ideas, you're going to have some great plans, and they're going to meet reality, and you're going to have to change, you're going to have to pivot, you're going to have to find what works. But I do recommend that you approach it with a business mindset. Number two is understand the path is not easy. This making a living on YouTube, being a YouTuber, is not something for the faint of heart. It's a business. You have to put in a lot of work. I've worked 80-hour weeks consistently for years to be able to build this up, to be able to pay for it while I'm working and had another business. The third point I want to make, gents, is understand there is still plenty of opportunity out there. Don't fall into that self-defeating mindset of thinking, oh, if I only would have started 5 years ago, or I've already missed my window of opportunity. There's no such thing as a window of opportunity. There is such a thing as you taking action today, going out there, and you don't find yourself, you build yourself. Go out there and challenge yourself to make 100 videos, become a leader in your particular area, your particular niche. Find that passion, and you're going to do that by actually doing the work, putting forth the effort. All right, guys, let's get into the details. So let me pull up this pie chart. This pie chart represents $100,000, the first $100,000 I made on YouTube. Notice I've broken it up into percentages: 30%, 30%, 20%, 8%, 7%, and 5%. I'm going to talk about each of these 6 revenue sources. I'm going to start from highest to lowest, and I'm also going to talk about how they're related and how my ideas of how I was going to monetize YouTube, how I was going to turn this into a business, changed over time. So my first business, before I even got onto YouTube, was a custom clothier called A Tailored Suit. My goal with basically YouTube in general was to use it as a marketing arm for my custom clothing. So I approached this whole thing with a very business mentality of, hey, I can't afford a PR firm. I'm pretty good at writing articles. I feel pretty comfortable in front of a camera. Maybe I can, create some great content that will bring more customers to my little custom clothier. So the first 30,000 or 30% of that first 100,000 was actually made through custom clothing sales. Now understand that I had to sell $100,000 in product to make $30,000 profit, and that's a lot of work. I tried something else because I was following some of these, these online marketing guys, and they said sell information. So I packaged up and I created an ebook. I also created an e-course, and I started selling that. And lo and behold, I was able to sell over $30,000 in these e-products that had a very high profit margin. Let's say on about $32,000 in sales, I was able to keep $30,000. That's a lot better than if you have $100,000 in sales and you're only able to keep. So it's a 30% margin versus something that's more like a 95% margin. You guys see, so instantly in that first 60%, that's 60,000 right there, I learned that there are different ways to get to the same place, and that was when I started to pivot my business. So right there, that's 60,000 of my first $100,000 online. Now that next 20% were sponsorships. So besides YouTube, I've always been thinking, okay, I need to have an email list. I need to have a website. I need to have other social media platforms where I spread out my audience. So if for some reason this channel disappears, I could still reach people. The great thing about having all those different channels is that they offer places where other people can come in and advertise. So we had banner ads. We actually had so people could sponsor our emails. And still to this day, we do leverage a lot of that. I had some early sponsored videos, but I was able to piece together basically through all that ad and direct sponsorship $20,000. So we're talking 30%, 30%, 20%. We're already at 80% of that first $100,000. Now, I'm going to jump out of order here because I want to bring up an important point. Did you notice how AdSense is actually my lowest at 5%? And I want to bring this up because so many people think that they are going to create a successful YouTube channel and AdSense is going to pay for it all. I can tell you, until you're getting like 50 to 100,000 views a day on average at your channel, AdSense is not going to be something that's going to enable you as a one-person operation to be able to live off of that amount. And you need to be in an industry that actually, and this is something you learn as you start to get bigger, I've got people that get 3 to 4 times the amount of traffic, but they actually get about the same amount in AdSense as me, simply because their traffic is less profitable. A lot of the guys that come in, they know I talk about clothing. This is something that advertisers can naturally advertise on my YouTube videos, and therefore we're going to get a higher CPM. But that's something that a lot of people don't even know when they first get started. And so understand that AdSense is not the revenue model. Now, we're still missing 15%, so let me go to the 8% on affiliates. And if you're not familiar with affiliates, this is where you can recommend a company and that you get a commission on every sale. The danger with affiliates from the perspective of the content creator is that you're taking on 100% of the risk, because I can promote something and people can choose not to buy it, and all of a sudden I get a big zero despite all the time and effort. And that's one of the risks of entrepreneurship, but also one of the reasons that I prefer in general now to do more sponsorships than affiliate deals. Affiliates were something I did a lot more early on, but as my channel has grown, they become a smaller part of my total revenue. Now, 7% of our revenue, the first 100,000, was coaching. And this is something I don't do much anymore. It's not scalable, something I want to spend more time with my kids and my wife. I gave up a lot of time to work with other business owners, other entrepreneurs, and people that just wanted one-on-one coaching for style. So we made about 7,000 of our first 100,000 on YouTube through coaching and through working with people one-on-one. So those are the numbers. Those were my 6 big revenue sources. Nowadays, though, I've got other places that we're making money. We have a media company called Menfluential. I have a live event called StyleCon, which I'm going to link to right over here, so definitely go check out StyleCon. I have actually, we've had membership sites. So that's another way that you can monetize once you've actually built something up. The point being here, I wanted to give you guys an inside look at how I have been successful on YouTube. I'm very fortunate. I want to thank you guys for being, especially those of you guys that have been around for years. If you want to read more about business, definitely go check out Competitive Strategy by Michael Porter. Go look at The Personal MBA. I think that's by Kaufman. Blue Ocean Strategy is another great book. Lean Startup is great. Check out the book Traction. Those are all great business books. But if you want to surround yourself with a community of other like-minded online entrepreneurs, definitely go check out Ramit Sethi's program. I'm going to link to him. I am an affiliate of his program. But what's cool is if you actually grab one of his programs, I give you any one of my courses for free. I know Baron of the Effortless Gen has gone through his training. I've actually gone through his training. A number of people through different industries, not just men's style, but I know people that are in the cooking and food industry, people that are over in the women's style industry, people that are over, they make flooring, and they go through his program. Because what they find is that business skills are business skills. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, but if you surround yourself with a community and you understand the way this online world works, you can actually make a pretty good go of it. All right, guys, that's it. Let me know what you think. I love these type of videos in which I get to talk a little bit about business, how to make money online. And I think there is a need for more leaders, for people to go into their industry and say, hey, I want to be able to reach people around the world. I want to be able to reach people at their convenience. And I'm going to use YouTube, or maybe I'm going to use Instagram. Maybe you're going to use Tumblr. I don't know Twitter, whatever it may be. You're going to find a platform where you can become a leader. And, I just think that's a great thing. So guys, if you've got anything to add, make sure to comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.